Christian podcast that is totally frank about current issues. My name is Francis Ajinasare, and today we're going to look at something very, very important. But before then, last week we looked at greener pastures or a trap, and specifically we're looking at youth migration outside of Ghana and outside of Africa. We had some very interesting insights from our friends here in the studio. People were talking about the fact that the youth are leaving because of systemic issues in the country. The youth are leaving because of leadership problems and so on. Today we are going to pick up from where we left off last week. But before then, I want to invite you to please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Precious TV Official. And then we're also streaming live on Facebook at Precious TV. Don't forget to drop your comments in the comment section on both platforms. Let us know what you think. We would also be displaying our WhatsApp line on the screen so that you can leave us your comments. Today we are going to get interactive with you. The topic is the betting battle. And to help us discuss, we have our very own, before I come to him, we have Mr. Jonathan Kofi Kusi with us. You're welcome, sir. And then we have the observing journalist, Smart Techi Nixon. Observing how?
Everything is fine.
Punchlines today. So we're going to look at the betting battle. This is a phenomenon that is taking the country by storm. It's taking the youth of this country by storm. We have some, before we get into the discussion, we have some statistics that we would want to show you, but we have a video first of all. So if we have the video, let's run video.
Euphoria since the English Premier League started this weekend. Accompanying it is a greater urge to rush back to the game of chance, the game of betting. Here in Ghana, it's a venture many are not ready to desist from, one that feeds on their passion for the game. But with the season of soccer leagues now in session, it's an erratic time for most betting addicts. Majority of men here in Choko are unemployed, and for them, betting is not just about winning money. It's their only source of livelihood.
I am addicted to the extent that I can put all my penny on it. With the young boys without jobs, we resort to this betting for our monies. I can't stop. I just don't know what will make me stop betting since I make profit out of it.
No get business. That bet will be my business. That bet chop my children, all of you, and my wife, and my family.
The sad reality is that betting addiction is not only a problem among the youth. The underaged are now trickling in. Children as young as 10 years are engaged in betting.
Wow. This is how far the country has come. We're looking at the betting battle. We have some statistics as well from Ghana Web. And so if we could display that on the screen. And I'm going to read some of the things that Ghana Web is telling us. So let's have it on the screen. So the statistics from Ghana Web. If we are ready, let's roll the statistics. Okay. All right. So it says, so they're breaking down. Glory to God. Okay. Breaking down Ghana's sports betting industry. How big is the market? Now, this is very interesting. According to this report that was done, this article, it says the sport betting market in Ghana has had an astronomical growth in the last decade to the point that Ghana is now rated as one of the biggest betting markets in Africa. It says the Gaming Commission of Ghana has had its hands full in the last few years with many gambling operators looking to set up shop in the country. The number of licensed operators in Ghana has now crossed 30. And from the evidence of the last decade, that number could be doubled in the next 10 years. Okay, let me read this last one. It says, perhaps the biggest endorsement of Ghana's status as a growing force in the international betting landscape is the arrival of global giant Bet365 in the country. Widely seen as the largest gambling operator in the world, Bet365 touched down in Africa for the first time in November last year, November 2022, choosing Ghana as its first point of destination. Now, this is very interesting. We have some. I'm going to read some last statistics, and then we'll get into the discussion. So, the top websites that were visited, the top websites that were visited in the world. Look at this. Look at the figures. So we are being told that Google is the #1 website in the whole world. Okay, this is as at 2020, November 2020. Then number 2 is Betway.com. Number 3 is YouTube, Ghana Web. So we are talking top visited websites in Ghana. Sorry. So Google #1, Betway number 2, YouTube number 3, Ghana Web, Facebook. Number 6, SportyBet. Number 7, Bet Power. Then you have a porn website, Xvideos, Wikipedia, and then another porn website. Then let's go to 2021. So a year later. So from these statistics, the first one we just saw from the top website, we saw that at least two or three out of the websites were betting websites. Do we have the, okay, so this is as of 2021. 2021, Facebook is #1, Ghana Web #2, Betway #3, Bet Power #4, then a porn website, Wikipedia, SportyBet #7. Then there's another porn website, My Joy Online, and so overall we have, let me see, #3, #4, #7. 3 of the top 10 websites are betting websites. So today we can clearly see that in Ghana, this is something that most young people are getting involved in. We want to discover why is this phenomenon taking over our country so much. And so we have an expert in betting. His profile is quite long. He has a BSc in finance, but he has a history of betting. So please tell us, Mr. Jonathan, tell us a bit about yourself, and then you tell us how this whole betting thing works.
Okay, so thank you. Your name is
Francis, yes.
My name is Jonathan. It's a beautiful opportunity to be here. And my regards to your media house, Precious TV. It's my first time here. I've been inside the dome before, but it's my first time into your studios. And I've been seeing Father
Archbishop, yes.
I've been seeing him before, but if I've seen you today, then I'm seeing him. It's an honor to be here, quite frankly.
Yeah.
Betting, as we are discussing today, is a huge problem currently in the world, and much unfortunately in Ghana. And from my experience, it's a canker. It's evil. It's so bad. It's so contagious. It's so addictive, and it's just so difficult to get yourself off the hook when you are neck deep into soccer betting. It's so bad.
What is betting about, basically, and how does it work?
Okay, so betting, if you ask me, I'm a mathematician by schooling. So it's a game of chances where you want to predict exactly which team will win in a particular game. So let's say if Kotoko is playing against House of Folk, you want to predict which of them will win at the end of the 90 minutes. And so the prediction comes with you putting money on it. So in our local parlance, they will say cha-cha. So you want to predict which one will win. Yeah. But in the prediction, you have to use money to predict. And it starts from where you have to load money on your account to predict which team will win. And then when it comes to the prediction, they will offer values. Okay, so let me just calm down. So let's say Kotoko is playing against House of Folk. There are only 3 basic options. It's either Kotoko wins or Hearts of Oak wins or it's a draw. These are natural rules. So they'll ask you, okay, then if Kotoko will win, we'll give you 2 CDs. If Hearts of Oak will win, we'll give you 2 CD, 50 pesos. Will win Kotoko. I mean, that's the feeling.
Because of the system.
The system.
Okay.
It's easy to predict when it comes to Barcelona versus Kotoko. But when it comes to Kotoko versus Hearts of Oak, that's a local derby. You are not too sure who will win. It depends on the strength of each team, where they're going to play the match, the injuries of a particular team. So it becomes very difficult for you to predict when it comes to a derby game. So let's say if I'm going to give you 2 CDs for Kotoko to win, and 2 CD 50 pesos for Hearts of Oak. Now, when you load the money on your account, if you have 1,000 Ghana cedis in your account, it means 1,000 times the 2 CD that have been offered for Kotoko.
Okay.
You understand me? So if Kotoko wins, it's your money times what? 2. That means you get 2,000.
Okay.
If Hearts of Oak will win, it's 1,000 Ghana cedis times 2 CD 50 pesos, which is 2,500. But if it's going to be a draw game, the draw they will offer you 3 CD. It means the amount you used to bet times what? 3. You get 3,000. And quite frankly, just after the game, the money is in your account. It's so real. It's so real. If you bet and you win the draw game, the money comes into your account just right there after the 90 minutes. So who else wouldn't try this? So the moment you try it, the money is there. But if you lose, if you predict a draw game and the Kotoko wins, you lose your money.
All the time.
All the 1,000, you lose all the 1,000. So in my experience, the first time I tried betting, the first day I won 8,000 Ghana cedi. Okay, but 8,000 I used a lot of money. I used around 5,000 Ghana cedi. 5,000. The amount they offered me was I think 1 cedi 50 pesos or 1 cedi something. I've forgotten. So when you do 5,000 times 1 cedi 50 pesos, it means you're going to get half of 5,000 plus on your 5,000.
Okay, so that's 7,500.
So if they offer you 1 cedi 70 pesos, you are likely to get 8,000 in the entire amount. If they offer you 3 cedi, it means 5,000 times what? 3, which is 15,000. So when you take away your 5,000, you are getting 10,000 of 10,000. So that's how bet works.
So it means that if you put in 10,000 or 100,000,
yes,
to be multiplied by
the offer.
How do you call
how
that?
you choose? We call it odds. We call it odds.
Okay. So
ODDS. Odds.
So
yes.
the odd is the 1 CD that you were talking about,
yes,
or the 1.5.
The 1.5.
Okay.
And it's the betting company who offer those prices.
Okay.
And they have a cap beyond what they will not offer. They will not offer 10 CD. They will not offer 20 CD. If the games are, if the teams are of equal strength.
Okay.
But if it is Barcelona versus Kotoko, naturally Barcelona will win. So they give Barcelona 1 CD 10 pesos.
Okay.
It means that you have just 10 pesos as profit on Barcelona game. But when it comes to Kotoko, they can offer you 20 Ghana cedi. Yeah. So if you bet 1,000 Ghana cedi times 20, you're getting 20,000 Ghana cedi right there just after the game.
Wow.
You understand me?
Wow.
So right now, I can just open the site for you to see, like Sportybet. If I open Sportybet, you see they have 3 options. They have Kotoko to win, Barcelona to win, or a draw. So the draw, they can offer you 3 CD or 4 CD for the draw. But it is unlikely that Kotoko will play a draw with Barcelona. And depending on where the game is being played, whether Kotoko is playing home or away. So the variations are numerous. But beyond just the win, draw, and away, they have several thousands of options. You want to predict the number of goals in a particular game. You want to predict the number of corners in a particular game.
Corners?
Yes. You want to predict the particular player who will score in a particular game.
The one that I heard that I predict who has more goals or who is winning
the first half, the 45. Yes.
Then you do your cash out.
Yes, immediately after 45 minutes. You can even predict that in the first 10 minutes, there will be no goal.
They have brought it down so much.
You work with sports journalists. Do you?
No.
Betting too. You guys, do you work with the sports journalists? The people that bet.
In fact, me, for myself, I don't even know sports. I don't even know sports. So it was just the quest to read from where I've not sown. It's just in Sikanibre, you know, yes. Because I was driven by sheer greed.
Okay.
Just to profit from where I've not really worked for. So for me, that was what drew me into the not really like I'm a football person. I don't know much about football, but because of betting, I've now come to
Okay.
because you need current information to let you decide which team you want to bet on. In the current last week, Man City played against Wolves in the Premier League. They lost the game against Wolves.
Yeah.
Wolves, it was a home match for Wolves, and City was an away match for City. But Manchester City had Premier League 4 days after. So for a high top flight team like Man City, if they have a Champions League ahead of them and they have a Premier League today, they will rest most of their players.
Oh, okay.
They will rest them. Even if they don't rest them, they won't play that.
They are full top 11.
Exactly.
Ah.
Even if they will play the top 11, they will, the intensity or the how high they will play the game, how you enjoy City, you will enjoy it. Like they will play a more lower, more or less intense game. By the time you realize they have lost the game.
Okay.
And in other words, they can also fix that match. You understand me? So when you check last 2 weeks ago, they lost against Wolves, but the Champions League they won, and after Champions League 2, they lost. And so, if you don't know a lot about these information and data, you can always bet on the wrong side. But quite frankly, betting is not.
Okay, so I think we'll come to the goodness or not of the betting, but I'm curious to find out why so many Ghanaians, first of all, are interested in betting or are being drawn to betting. And from the first article I read, the Ghana Web, it was saying that about 41.7% of Ghanaians have been involved in betting, which I think is quite scary. So, and this is as at 2021. So in 2023, with all the things we discussed last week, I'm a bit worried about the number. But we went outside to ask people why they are drawn to betting. So if we have the Vox Pop, let's just show that and then we'll get into our discussion.
You see, when you are getting a benefit from it, it's a positive for you. And if you are losing, it's a negative for you. So personally for me, it's good for me because I'm benefiting from it. Yes, I do. And the reason is, as I said earlier on, I've been winning. You see, some of my winning celebs are here. So I've been winning and then I've been getting like small support from that angle. So it's helping me. In Ghana here, I think it's good because we are not having any, don't have any job, and then the jobs are small for us. So it's good that we do bets so that as you can see that now the robbery rate is down because of the betting, you see. So it's helping us, even though it's not good, but then it's helping the youth small. That's it. The government should provide enough jobs for us so that we can just quit. But then we can't just quit it like that. Even though the jobs will be plenty, but then it will help us because if the jobs are plenty, it will lower the rate at which the youth stake the bet. So creating more jobs for us, that will be the best solution towards that.
Betting, well, it's an opportunity for people to get easy money because you don't work for it. You just predict score lines, and if you're lucky, you win. Yeah, so for me, it's an easy way to get money. I started betting and then I realized it was a crazy game. I have lost more than wins. Yes, I've invested more and I've lost more than winning.
Oh, it get good side, get bad side too. So the good side is if the money come out, you go enjoy it, but if you chop it to okay, they lost money, they lost certain things. So me, as I say, it's no good.
The situation of the country, the economic situation of the country has made things very hard for people.
So I would say betting is like a form of a way in which we the youths can use to raise some financial money for our situations.
Personally, I think it's not a good thing because of the effect of betting. You know, I've watched documentaries about betting, and all the stories that were shared in the documentary weren't good. People had to commit suicide because they had used their school fees to bet and they lost it. And where they are coming from, they don't have money. So they can't go and tell their parents that, Anama, you gave me money and the school fees, I've used it to go and bet. You get it? So looking at the effect, I feel it's not a good thing. So I wouldn't advise anyone to bet. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So we are being told that betting is a source of financial gain. Looking at what is happening in the country, particularly for the youth, this is one of the ways to raise money. It's an easy way. So what do you guys think? The point sounded interesting, I have to admit. I mean, one of them, he said it's a way of, we see that robbery, the rate of robbery has come down.
Yeah.
And then, say again?
I said he meant there is a positive side.
Yes. So they're saying, I think people's argument is that betting is a good thing, but it can have some negative effects. So let's discuss. What do you think?
Okay, I would like to say a few things. You clarified some of the things I wanted to ask you. So when he started his presentation, he says from experience. So when you asked whether he has worked with, a sports, journalist or sports station before, he clarified that he had been into it. But I think this whole thing actually started as a way of using what people are interested in for their advantage. Because it wasn't this huge when it started. I had a friend who was betting when it really started from the word go. And I think in Ghana they used the love of football of the youth for them. Because in a way you realize that when football is played, after the first half or after the game, a lot of people come to make their synopsis, their opinions and analogy as to how the game could have gone, even how selection of players could have gone, and in order to bring the kind of outcome that it would have been desired for the various supporters. And so when this thing initially started, I think it started with just the goals. When it started, it was just who wins at the end of the game.
Yes.
That was how it started. So predict who wins at the end of the game. And then it came to who wins, who draws, and who wins and who draws. And then they realized that from, the opinions, as I stated earlier, they could rather allow people, fine, usually in Ghana, we say somebody who analyzes football seems to be the best coach. So if you are the best coach, then there are certain other analysis that we can use. So predict how the selection line will go like. Predict how goals, how many goals can be scored from both sides, who will score this, who will score that, how all those mini corners and free kicks, how many penalties. And when he mentioned you have 1,000 cities on your account, usually they don't use the whole 1,000 for one. It trickles tiny in bits. So you predict this section small, you predict that section small, you are casting your net wide, so that at the end of the day, you wouldn't lose it all. So by the time you realize those one city or two cities that you are using for the various predictions will amount to 1,000. And then of course they know how to bait you. So if there is a big team and a small team, the big team will be given, they winning will be given a less amount of money, and then the small team winning will be given a huge amount of money. And so greed will also set in, and then we would like to go to the odd, like the odd of the odds, so that we are able to amount enough, wealth. And usually, I think when they start with wins. It's small, but they are able to, predict and win a few things. But there's one thing that some of them have been saying that I don't really agree to, in a way. We go like, it's an easy way of making money. I don't think it's that easy, because if it is that easy, they should be winning a lot
Yeah.
and making a lot of money. And like lottery in the time past, we get mathematicians who do the permutation in order to get the accurate numbers that will come either on Saturday or on Wednesday when the lottery, the national lotteries play their, game of chance. So it's the same thing here. It needs a lot of analysis.
Yes.
It needs a lot of thinking. It needs a lot of putting things together. You have to study the game. Sometimes they have to go watch the game, see the series with which selection of players are done, compare with the teams, who is here, who is not there. So it is not really as easy as it seems. It might be easy for people who do not have to go through the nitty-gritties of assessing and making sure that they come out with the best odds to win. So assuming I have been able to go through all the odds, thought of all these things, watch the games, analyze their most recent game, know how the play was, how the team composition was, how positions, everything. And then I come out with my permutation of how many corner kick do I think, how many goals, who will win at the end and all that. When I have finished, it is when I give it to Smart. You can also stake.
Yeah.
Smart didn't go through those processes.
That's true.
So maybe for Smart, it's an easy way of making money.
But I think at best what you're saying is that, yes, betting may not be an easy way of making money. However, it is something that would be interesting for those who are intellectually, those who are intellectually endowed, those who are analytical. So I think you are rather making a case for betting. So you're basically saying that if I'm a mathematician and I'm good, I can analyze the sports industry.
And they are making money out of it. Some people are making money out of it.
But I think what you're saying, what I'm getting from what you're saying is that if I'm a smart person and I'm analytical, this is one of the ways I can make use of my ability and be rewarded.
Yes.
Because, I mean, if I can analyze the games and all that, I can look at history, use probability and all those things. Why not be rewarded for it?
Precisely.
But and the point I'm trying to drive at is that in everything it is good until we do it excessively, because everything, it is the addiction to it that causes the problem.
Okay, so you are saying betting in itself is not wrong, but it is getting addicted to betting that is wrong.
Okay.
I mean, from what he said, but somebody would argue that he did it the first time and he won 8,000 cedis. Why not stop?
Right after the 8,000.
Yeah. So if you've done your calculations, I'm sure there are people who pray about it as well. So yeah, if from what this is my first time, honestly, this is my first time really understanding a little bit of how betting works. So if I'm using my brains, I'm observing things, I'm calculating, analyzing, and I'm praying. I'm praying, and I make a windfall of maybe 200,000.
Yeah.
Why in the world would I even want to go back and continue betting? So wouldn't this support the argument that some of the guys are making, that this is a way of financial gain? So I wouldn't say an easy way, but it is a way of financial gain. What do you think?
So the point is
I think Observing wanted to say that.
Well, I think that for what Lucy has just said, it takes me way back to, I think, our second episode, where I talked about the habitual continuum. I don't know why she's laughing. So I mentioned that when it comes to people developing a habit for a thing, first there is the trigger, there is the habit, and there is the reward. The trigger is what Lucy mentioned. People have love for football in Africa. So much love. So you will see these small houses that have DSTV and the boys trooping there, and they used to pay to watch. Unlike today, most guys have DSTV at home. So now, like Lucy is saying, you are being baited by your love. So now you love football, so we are bringing you something that you love. Now do it and get money. So you have that habit of analyzing the game. Even in the evenings with your boys, you sit outside on a bench and you talk about, no, this particular game, City is going to win, and this and that. Now we are saying that energy you were wasting in the evening, bring it onto your phone, put a little coin on it, and reap something from the analysis you were doing for free in the midst of your friends. Now this is my problem. Even on the Ghana Gaming Commission page,
Yes.
they have written that gaming is addictive.
Yes.
Their own website.
Yes.
The very institution that has regularized
Yes.
the sports bet or
Yes.
the betting
Yes.
games. Why is it so? It is so because anything that comes quick, you have the tendency of loving it more.
Exactly.
All right?
Yes.
It started gradually from fraud.
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
Scam.
Yes.
You know, in 419, people talk about, oh, pretend to be a lady. It's a cool money. Just lie to a white man outside. He's going to send you money.
Yes.
So it's all about me pretending to be a woman, talking to a man outside the country, making him believe in love, and he's sending me money for upkeep. Sorry, upkeep. Now, it graduates to a flight money to come and visit him and all that. That's easy money.
Yes.
Okay? The easy is not about the fact that you are not thinking of, because those people sit behind the computers, they thought. Okay? Now it has graduated to betting.
Yes.
Now it is also about, okay, let us do something that would also bring us money.
Yes.
But here's the problem. This whole betting thing became very popular in just a decade now.
Yes.
Just about 10 years
Yes.
now.
Down the
Okay?
road, yes.
So you have to also take your time to look at, in the past 10 years, what has happened to the youth of Ghana. It is very important we don't lose sight of that.
Of course.
Because if we really want to take a look at how come the youth today are beginning to love this thing so much and they are getting addicted. The first gentleman who was in the boutique said that there is not enough jobs in the country. And two, he said it is another side job. So technically, this young man is thinking that there's multiple streams of income.
Of course.
And when you have multiple streams of income, it is difficult for you to say, I'm quitting, I'm not doing it again. Especially when you're like Jonathan, who made 8,000 on his first move. If I have made 8,000 on my first move, that's 3,000 Ghana cedis profit you made.
Yes.
I don't think I'll wake up tomorrow morning and say, I won't do it again.
Definitely.
Precisely, because that profit is more than even
Your
the basic
monthly-
salary of a young person who has a degree and
Exactly.
probably has started a job
Exactly.
somewhere.
Exactly.
So it will push me to say, oh, 5,000 gave me 8,000. And tomorrow morning, I'm putting my father's money on it.
I can read.
Don't you think that one, now we are talking about irresponsible betting. So by all means there may be excesses, but I think the fundamental issue I'm interested in is the betting itself.
Yes.
I know you gave the example of the 419 people.
Yeah.
That one, they are doing something illegal, something criminal. But with the betting, like you rightly mentioned, people have energy for sports. They were doing it for free anyway. What stops them from doing it and getting paid
for it?
So that's what I'm trying to get.
So you see, right now, sometimes I try not to sound too political on the platform, but permit me, I may do what I did last week. So you see, if you really take a look at what's happening with the youth of today, it's sad that the young man said robbery cases have come down. It is sad. Maybe he's not following the news. It has not. It has actually risen. Okay, and right now killings are involved.
Escalated.
Yes, it has escalated.
Yes.
Killings are involved. From 2004 up till now, the unemployment rate in Ghana has tripled.
Sure.
Okay, the young people are not getting their jobs. When the jobs come, whatever initiative that is being set out by the government is not really tackling the issues that we have on the ground. So people are now looking for what else I can do to fend for myself, to take care of myself. So if betting is something that is coming around, last time I was in a conversation with a friend and he was telling me betting is like reading the stock market, and it hits me.
Yes.
Yeah. So then I began to analyze it and say, yes, smart. I'm predicting. Just like what they do on the stock market.
Yes.
They are also predicting that this particular thing will rise,
Yes.
gold will rise,
Gold,
oil
yes,
will drop,
yes.
and things.
Yes.
So if I'm also analyzing the sporting space, what is really, really wrong with it? Now it got me thinking. It means that we have a lot of vibrant youth today who really want to put their minds to work.
Yes.
So whatever is available to them is what they are going to put their minds
Will
to.
attract their energy.
Precisely. So now it becomes very difficult for you to say, now it is not illegal. Okay, first thing is not illegal.
Yeah.
It is not immoral. But it is also not unethical, just that people just grow addictive to that particular thing.
Yes.
And they end up losing sometimes their money and a lot more because they live in the hope of believing that it can get better from where they are. And I think that is where the line is, where people are not able to tell where to
draw the line.
Draw the line, as in, okay, I've had enough. I may have to sit and rethink my decision about this particular gaming thing. And for every gambling, gaming kind of lifestyle, in your first week, it will be good. It will be good.
Sure.
So when it's too good in the first week, you think that you are rather placing less on the market.
Yes.
So you would want to increase your lot size. You know, like they say in the forex market.
Yes.
You want to increase your lot size.
Yes, of course.
Yes, you understand me. Just like those who do forex trading.
Yeah, forex trading, yes.
So first you start by 0.01.
Yes.
You are making it and you are like, the
increase
profit is not too much.
Yes.
So now let me go to 0.05.
Yes.
Now I go to 0.10.
Yes.
Then now I'm increasing the lot size.
Yes.
So I think that is where the line must be drawn as to where do I draw the line. But the unfortunate thing is that every 3 days there is a game. Rami, every 3 days there is a game. It is
for the stock market, it's just the weekend that they break.
Just the weekend is booming for the English Premier League.
Yes,
and the other leagues. You understand me?
Of
So when the forex trader is sleeping,
yes,
the gambler and the bet person is
awake. Yeah.
You get it?
Yeah.
So here we have an issue of your love for a particular sporting discipline being converted into a game for you to enjoy, but this time get a reward from it. It's very difficult to decouple yourself from the love you have for that particular sporting discipline. I think that is what is driving people into the place where they cannot, come back because the love is there, and because the love is there, people will say, put your money where your mouth is.
Exactly.
So you argue in the vicinity, United will win, Liverpool will win. That if I were placing bets, I would lose because my team is United.
Go on, what do you think?
Okay, so first of all, life is a gamble. So we are all gamblers.
Yeah, sure.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everybody on set is gambling. Putting your money where your mouth is where the conversation is. There's because of the addiction part of it, I'm being careful and I'm censoring that there's nothing actually wrong with gambling or wanting to earn more money.
Sure.
It's the mode.
Yeah.
So once it's been legalized, let's get ready. And now the comment is collecting tithe on it. Let's get ready. It will get, if it's good, it's going to get better. If it's bad, it's going to get worse.
Yes.
Let's brace up. Avalanche.
Sure.
Okay. The worry or the concern, or for those who are conservative, is that human beings over history have not shown that they know what is good for them. That is why the conservative ones argue that we understand it's like stock market.
Sure.
We understand it's side income. But throughout history, especially our parents or older people or priests or people who are counselors or people who regulate human behavior, they've observed that, Charlie, the way this thing is now is the same as how we thought, in English, let's drink but let's not get drunk.
Yeah, exactly.
Cigarettes can be harmful to the health. Let's put it on the box. And the rational human being will know and avoid. Now, so
the rational will see
we are higher than the most. So when gambling came, as nice as boiled, poached, grilled, it comes back to the same thing. Life, gamble, marriage, gamble. Now, to sound more controversial or to not to sound controversial, the Buddhist, the Christian, the Muslim, the Shinto, we are all gambling.
Sure.
As far as a Christian is concerned, he is going to heaven.
Yes.
Then Musa is somewhere. He's like, look at him. He doesn't know that Muhammad is the way. We are all gambling.
Yes.
So life in itself
unto a God they have never even seen.
Yes. You understand? What is the prediction? Whether man is going to score city.
Yes.
So life basically is a gamble.
Sure.
to drink or not to drink is a gamble.
Yeah.
To marry this tribe, a white, is a gamble.
Yes.
So I think instead of making gambling look like something that has not happened in the world before, it has always been.
Yes.
It's about now let's add it to the pool of problems we have in the world and let's try and solve it. Let's not make it like some Houdini voodoo thing. It's never been it's human nature.
Sure.
So just like we handle every addiction problem, let's just add gambling to it and let's solve everything. But it's as if we are forgetting alcohol has been a problem. Cigarettes have been a problem, like bleaching has been a problem, racism is like all of a sudden we forgot all the world's problem, we are come to gambling.
Yeah.
That is where I feel there's a shift
Okay.
in focus on the youth. Let's add the mix and solve everything. How do we solve addiction in the first place? Addiction to even too much sex.
Yes.
Addiction to too much food.
Too
So
much.
it's like
It's
Apostle.
the addiction that causes the
Yes,
problem.
Apostle. In this, in what I want to take away from this panel is, I don't know about everybody, but how somebody can help me as a human being to not be addicted to this thing called life, because it's a gamble. That's this one of my.
What you're saying sounds very good, but I'm wondering if you are saying that people can bet just like they can drink and so on, but they shouldn't get addicted. Is that what you're saying? Or you're saying
Yes,
because of the tendency to be addicted, people shouldn't even go there in the first
No,
place?
because you are a human being, a Homo sapien, and you are under the sun. Okay. Because you are a human being, you are trapped in this flesh. Everything you are doing is gambling.
Is that really true?
Okay, so what I'm trying to say is, I think if we want to educate or help the youth or whatever this topic is about or whatever pastors, council are trying to do, how do we help humans to avoid addictions? Because when we take everything, the tendency to abuse is there. So how do we help humans to avoid addictions? Because we are making gambling to look like it's one of some weird thing that is the only thing. It's everything in life. Apostle, it sounds tricky, but it's like, don't teach people that gambling is good or bad. Teach people self-discipline. So that when it's alcohol, he knows how to skew. When it's cigarette, when it's too much lobby. Some people even laugh too much. They laugh, they gamble with their heart even too much. That is also an addiction. Kweku broke your heart. You almost committed suicide. Stephen, the same. So with that person, she's not even doing Man U. She's not doing super battle. But she is gambling and her life is getting destroyed by antidepressants. So to me, I beg to differ and say, let's teach the world how to be disciplined.
However, I think that not to catch you, but I think that we must also learn to see how best we can put things in perspective in terms of risk and gambling. Because there is a law of certainty. For instance, if I put 2 and 2 together, I'm certain that it is 4.
Sure.
Okay. So let us not take away the law of certainty and think everything else is a gamble.
But 2 and 2 is only mathematics.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
2 and 2 is 4 in mathematics.
Only
and
mathematics.
that's the law of certainty.
When you say only in mathematics, I don't know.
Like in religion, in Christianity, 1 + 1 + 1 is 1. No.
I think you are now trying to using figurative language and so
I'm talking about the law of certainty.
Yes.
Okay. You know that when you are hungry and you eat, you'll be satisfied.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the law of certainty.
Okay.
So
tangible. We're talking about physical, not metaphysics.
So now,
I was talking about everything. So. Okay, my bad.
I'm a Campbell. So when we are able to distinguish between what is a risk and what is a gamble, it helps with a conversation. Okay. In the sense that for all the things that you have enumerated, they sound good in the ears of the person who is listening and is asking himself that, then it looks like almost everybody in this life is gambling. However,
I issue a disclaimer though.
What's it?
I issued a disclaimer.
Yeah, I get it.
You go on.
So eventually, somebody is going to live their life based on the gambling experience you have just shared with us.
Okay.
But we must always not forget that for human beings as we are, the tolerance level is different.
Exactly.
Okay? The level of alcohol Lucy would take and would not be moved by, it's not the same level of alcohol I would take and not be moved by it.
Okay.
Some people have taken alcohol so much that the body has now become very accustomed, or I don't know if that's the right word.
Yes. Habituated.
Habituated.
Yes.
Habituated
Yes,
to the alcohol.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So now they need to drink a certain amount.
Yeah.
before it dazes them. And there's also that young person, old person, whoever it is, that would even take 0.7 or even 1%
off the hook
and would go off.
Yes.
So this is what we are trying to say. Let's not put everyone in the basket and say it is a gamble. So you go out there and make sure you gamble, or you drink but don't get drunk. That's saying drink but don't get drunk. I think there is a problem with it in the sense that I can drink with you this same bottle. You will still be sitting and I'll doze off. Okay, but we have all drunk. I didn't get drunk. But how do we determine how a person gets drunk? Because my immune system is very different from yours. So in terms of the betting, how do I know that this person would only bet twice and stop? So that's how come I was buying into your submission when you said, let us tackle addiction.
Yes.
And how people should stop it. But when you say life is a gamble, I begin to have a problem with it because.
But observing, I still have quite an issue because when you say let's tackle addiction, there are people watching us right now who may not have even betted before. Is that the right?
I haven't even.
They've never been in betting.
You are right.
There are people who've never
married.
I'm coming. Okay. There are people who've never betted before.
They
So
don't have experience.
If all we're saying is we should teach people how to break from addiction, what about the person who is being drawn to this new thing? Because I'm wondering, okay, should we rather be saying that there are certain things that are clearly no-go areas? You mentioned that life is a gamble, but it's not exactly the case, because there are certain things that you know are surely harmful, and there are certain things that they have neutral value. Yes.
Tell me what is.
Oh,
people went into marriage and they died.
I'll give you an example.
Yes.
So early on, Observing mentioned the 419 people. Someone can argue that I can do that one time and then I'll stop. So from your submission, rather I should be interested in someone who is addicted to 419. But in this scenario,
self-discipline.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Because we are all prone to addiction.
Same thing. So
not necessarily.
So even if you're talking about self-discipline, so somebody who is addicted to 419 and somebody who is going into 419, what I'm saying is, what you're saying sounds to me like you're saying, let's teach people to break from addiction.
Okay, instead of clear the air then.
Instead of let me finish. Okay. So I think it's not an either or situation. I think it's a both end. So let us both teach people to break from addiction and also teach them not to go to certain areas that are no-go areas.
That is the argument.
That is my point. So it's either we teach them to break from
self-discipline is what is supposed to be the issue, because everything a human being does is risky. It's risk prone. It's either will have an advantage, it will end up being advantageous or disadvantageous. So instead of, I'm saying that because you said for the past decade, gambling has become like the most, but we've always had
growing. It's growing.
We
are talking about the country.
Let me land.
No, I wanted to clear that in the country. That's what I meant.
We've always had porn. Gambling is just rubbing shoulders with porn. We've always had smoking. Gambling is now, so it's just coming to add to the pot. So I don't want us to create the impression that, parents be looking out for gambling, of betting,
and take your eyes off.
Yes, let's add.
So Kwame, you're actually supporting what we're saying. So I think even with the porn example, and we looked at the top 10
side.
And the porn sites were, I think, out of 10, we have about 3 or 4
of them. That is for Ghana.
For Ghana, yes. So
70% Christian.
Okay. There are people who are addicted to porn, but I'm guessing what you would want the youth to know is that porn is a dangerous area, so don't even go there in the first place.
Just
not
like betting.
Yes, just like betting. Not only because what you were saying initially sounded like, okay, let's deal with those who are addicted to porn.
No, that's okay, let me clear the air. Let's teach self-discipline.
So self-discipline, what you're saying is, if I have self-discipline, then I can watch porn, but because of self-discipline,
the natural evils of life I can navigate. Smoking, emotional, loving, what not God love, like what we call lobby, alcohol, gambling. Like as a human being, when you have a 6-year-old, teach the 6-year-old how to overcome gluttony, eating too much, whatever. So that let's add gambling at the end of this. What I want to take away, let's add gambling to the pot. Let's not.
But what I'm saying is, you. So currently I'm coming, Lucy. Just before
I hope somebody gets
just before Lucy comes.
Okay, then I will allow the other Frank. Is it Frank?
No, Jonathan. So just before
if you are getting where I'm getting,
just before Jonathan,
I will come to you. So I want Lucy.
Just before Jonathan and Lucy come in. So you've mentioned currently eating. You've mentioned porn. You've mentioned
alcohol.
Okay, so let me just take 3.
Romance.
Eating, I'm coming. So eating.
Everything about human beings.
Hold on. So eating, porn, and betting. Okay. Eating is amoral. There is no moral value to eating.
Is the limits that will push you either?
No. Eating is not.
If you eat junk food, it will harm you.
It's
if you eat junk food, you're temple of God.
It can
diabetes.
So eating in itself is not. Eating in itself is not.
He's talking about
it does not have a moral
not
value.
What you are eating.
So in the first place,
then trying to earn money is not. It's also immoral.
So hold on, let me make the
point.
point. So eating, porn, and then betting. What we're saying is, eating is amoral. If you overeat, that is an issue.
Okay.
Now, it is not the same as porn, because I think what we're saying is porn in itself is harmful, not only because it can be it can be addictive, but porn in itself is wrong. And when you get addicted, then it becomes a bigger problem. So I think what we're trying to tell the young people is, look, there are certain areas that are no-go areas. From this discussion, we are trying to analyze, is betting one of such areas? And from your submissions, it appears to me, looking at what has happened over history, and I think you even made the point. Those who have studied history have seen that
it is betting to add to the mixed bag.
Betting has come to add to the
other myriad.
So
the problem is the human being, not the extra addition.
The other bad.
That's why pastors will say, "Give your life to Christ," because according to pastors, when you enter the room, nothing can, no mosquito can come and bite you. But when you're in the world, mosquitoes, lizards, lions, everybody wants to just enter this room, which is Christianity. That is for Christians. Enter there and you are good to go. Because gambling is just part of their menu.
Apostle, I like to say something. Gambling, even as we have analyzed and we have spoken, is one of the no-go areas.
Okay.
There is, I don't think...
Money making? Trying to make money?
I want to say this. There's no two ways about it. Because this is my point. In every situation, you look at the pros and cons. We are making money, like he's putting it, and it is money making. But the Bible tells us the love for money, and that is where greed sets in, and even the ways and the motive and the intent that we are going to make money. Now, when you look at gambling, a lot of people will say you win, but when we really analyze and you look at the advantages, I think the excitement of winning is not lasting, but the feel of loss is huge and very devastating. So with that, I think because when you compare the two, we were speaking about people who made losses. They have incurred debt. And because they have incurred debt, they have actually committed suicide. Those same people might have won 80,000. They were all excited. And it was just within the period of the excitement of the win, and let me go and win a bigger one.
Sure.
And so when we look at the disadvantages, it outweighs the advantages. And the feel that it brings to the person who wins and who loses, we have seen it all. And so I believe it is one of the no-go area because, like we all said, yes, we are gambling. You mentioned alcoholism and all that. I don't know my strength. I don't know how I can control it. I don't know how far I can go to put a stop or how dangerous and destructive it will be to me. So we need the person that has never tried. Irrespective of all the glorious and the flashy things and the glamorous things that it comes to. When I look at the loss of life, and the dissident that will bring to somebody that has made loss, and the impact, even those who don't kill themselves, the psychological redress is a lot more. People are going through counseling, people are doing rehab because of this. And I believe it's a lot more. So when we compare the disadvantages to the advantages, I think it's one of the no-go areas. Don't even try it.
But marriages have got more people crazy.
So you see, that's where you always get it wrong.
You are equating that
I
to
think that
marriage.
I think that
Like,
sometimes
how?
Somebody should help
when
me here.
when we are dealing with issues in context. For instance, you are likening it to marriage.
How
Yes.
impossible
Okay.
can
Yes.
you do that?
Marriage is not addictive.
You can't get addicted
You
to
cannot
marriage.
get addicted to marriage. No, how do you get
You should
addicted?
ask Lucy and her species
No.
if they can live on this earth without marrying.
Oh, a lot of people are
But the
living.
Bible says not everybody will
Mami,
get
you
married.
see,
Let's
when
take
we say-
100 ladies and interview Apostle and see the
Also
off
Lucy
camera.
and her
They don't
species.
show their face or nothing. How many who would not kill to be married?
Oh.
Kill.
Not killing to get
Kill,
married.
quote unquote.
I
Like
mean,
they will
we are
out
not.
compete, they will have to show boobs, they have to be all about. So
Come,
you see
let-
where I'm coming from. At
Not
the end of the day,
a lot of
Jonathan,
my species.
Jonathan,
A lot
what
of
I'm
my
trying to let
species.
everybody
Some of my
understand is
species
that
will
we
not
have
want to get
taken
married.
only one evil and making
No,
it a bigger evil.
We are saying the evils are
It
not the
has
same.
become a
That
bigger
is why.
evil now.
That is where you're getting it wrong.
Gambling has become
We
a bigger
didn't-
evil.
we are not
than
saying-
porn, than coke,
So
than
let me-
smoking.
We are not saying drugs doesn't exist.
Uh-huh.
We are not saying child trafficking doesn't exist. We are not saying pornography doesn't exist. We are saying that there is a growing phenomenon
Yes. And
that
it isn't
is
overshadowing
attacking
the
the
others.
youth.
Yes.
And for some reason, they wouldn't want to jump onto an 8 to 5. If you had the guys that did the Vox Pop, the second gentleman said, "Share. This is what he is going to use to take care of his wife and his children. And even though he is losing, there is no going back."
Yes.
But if you talk about drugs, America has more addiction problems,
No,
but it's a middle class
We are not
economy.
talking about
Let
America.
him learn.
Right now, our issue is Ghana.
Yes.
No,
Okay.
but the same human beings exist.
But
in
we
the
are not
USA.
we are not discussing America right now.
Yeah,
That's
but-
what I'm saying. That put the conversation in context.
But
The-
gambling is
the-
a human
The
phenomenon.
growing betting phenomenon. Gambling exists in America.
Yes.
It has been there.
Yes, but
People
there are
are
more
killing
jobs in
them.
America than Ghana. So when you make the argument
Who
that
says there
gambling
are-
is not making people
Who
want
says
to
there
want
are more
jobs?
jobs in America than in
Let's not
digress.
digress.
No,
Yes,
that's
let's
not
not
the issue.
digress.
We are saying that there is a growing phenomenon in Ghana. If you compare the number of young people that would have jumped onto a betting site to go and place their money, some are stealing, some are borrowing, some are even taking a loan and betting with it. There is a friend that I have who was telling me that a young boy who makes 8,000 Ghana cedis a month,
Can you imagine?
8,000 Ghana cedis a month, is so addicted to betting that every month before his salary comes in, he's already owing someone because he keeps losing and he keeps believing that
He'll win.
he would win.
So he was
And this
working.
is the twist. This is the twist.
he has a
Kwame,
job.
This is the twist. Maybe you don't know. Jonathan might know. Even in the betting industry, there are certain people who are strategically placed
It is happening.
on the social media platforms
To push.
to push the agenda,
angles.
to let the young people believe that they are giving them the right odds.
Same with
They
junk food.
create.
They bring celebrities to
It's
come and
not
put
the
you
same.
up.
Kwame,
You see, I'm trying to
Kwame,
let you
you
know
are
that
not-
you
you
are
are not-
we are isolating just gambling and making it look like the problem is the gambling industry. It is human. The problem is actually humans.
And we've established that there are certain things that are amoral, there are certain things that are immoral, there are certain things that are inappropriate or can I say
No go
inappropriate?
area.
And then there are
So
certain
gambling
things,
is a no-go
and there are
area.
certain things that are.
So why is it legalized?
Please let me land.
Okay.
And there are certain things that are
Prostitution
good.
is legalized in Holland.
In some-
What are you talking
Yes.
about?
So-
Kwame,
so-
you
so-
are
so-
not
so-
doing
doesn't make it
contextual
right.
argument.
Yes.
That's
It
my
doesn't
issue.
make
right
it
So,
now.
So why did the government
Prostitution
legalize
is
it? Is
illegal.
that bad? And
Prostitution-
is that evil?
Are you
Why is it
pro-life?
legal?
Are you pro-life?
Let's not go there. Hold on.
I
So,
mean-
I think this is axiomatic. It is self-evident that in this life, in our reality, there are certain things that are good. There are certain things that are bad. There are certain things that are
In
amoral.
our reality, who define that reality? No,
In the world,
You
the world
say I
we
shouldn't
live-
mention America, but
hu-
you're saying the world.
So in human existence, there are certain things that are bad. There are certain things that are good. There are certain things that are amoral, which means they have no moral value in themselves.
Okay.
Okay. If we can't make that distinction, I think we will not make any headway in our
So what are you telling our government?
So I
legalizing?
think what all of us are saying is this: we are saying that there are certain things that you are trying to compare certain things that are incomparable because they are not in the same category.
Why was it legalized? You are not having a contextual argument, and that's my struggle. Because
let's
you see,
be real.
Something, a topic is on the table, and the topic is the battle of betting.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And Jonathan has helped the whole team to understand how betting works.
No, I'm going more. No.
No. Hey,
Jonathan has explained how betting works
to his.
According to his just understand that he explained how betting
how the odds,
for the mathematical probability base. I thought you meant
there is a growing phenomenon. If you compare the number of young people that were into betting 5 years ago
in Ghana,
yes, as compared to the people that are into
the platforms didn't exist then. Now, like now, if it had existed 20 years ago,
I don't think we can have.
Apostle, in fact, the reason why I am also saying this is because they always say that you shouldn't bet. You know, everything is actually centered around 18 and above. We have children in the basic school, class 5, primary, GHS, and they are betting.
Even in the video, we saw that underage children, people at the age of 10 are betting now.
And it is serious. And that is where I'm actually thinking about what Smart is saying. It is getting, because by the time, if the child is like 5 or 9, 10, and they are betting, and let's say at 10, he's able to win like 1,000 cedis at his age, he is using that to grow. How would the child want to do something meaningful apart from the
legal?
You said why is it
legal? You see,
there is a distinction.
Is that evil? Why is it legal?
There is distinction. Listen, whenever
so we have legal evil and legal.
No. You see, you are not even allowing me to laugh.
So let him finish.
Oh, jeez, you are not allowing me to have this conversation.
He mentioned earlier that in some countries prostitution
in Holland is legal.
Yes.
Okay.
Because you need a license.
It's legal.
Get a license.
Great. Now this is the problem.
Yes.
It is legal for a particular age and above.
Yes.
However, according to the child trafficking ratio that we have, there are a lot of people in the business who are even younger than the appropriate age that has been submitted to the government for the regularization. So we are saying that just as pornography, where even if you are to jump on a site, it says that you must be 18 and above, but people they will skip that. Okay, technology is getting to a place where people are able to use certain platforms even though they don't have a certain age limit. Okay. Now this particular betting, 1, do responsible betting or responsible gambling. 2, you must be 18 and above. 3, gaming can be addictive. That's how come I was saying that from the angle you came from, in terms of the smoking, we are told that it is harmful to your health. It is stated there. However, people have gone past that because human beings are difficult to manage. In terms of
you are coming to my point.
No, I'm not coming to your point. I'm trying to let you know how you are. You are digressing from what we are discussing. Now the context of the betting is that there is a growing phenomenon where in the mornings, in the afternoons, in the evenings, young boys, the labor force of the country, are gathering in front of a screen to put their monies on hope that they would earn something from this analysis they have done. They keep losing, they keep going back, they keep losing, they keep going back, and they keep losing. And we are saying that, why is it so? That is the question we are asking.
Because it is legal. That is why it is so.
It is legal.
So if we don't want the evils of gambling, why legalize it? But if it has come, deal with it.
Legalizing
you see where I'm coming from? We are being ostrich in terms of gambling as a nation. You said I shouldn't add America, whatever. In Ghana, why are we talking about something that has been legalized? We are collecting tithes on it and making it look like we didn't allow it in the first place. So either we cancel, we illegalize it, then we close down the place that will make your young people go and gather in front of the screen and not want it. But once it is there, we will do it. We are humans. That is what we are.
Apostle, can I say something?
Yeah,
I want to say something pertaining to what he means by why, if it is illegal, why it is not illegal because the state has.
No, I'm saying if we are having that problem, why are we allowed? Because human beings will be humans.
I want to believe that the state gambling when it's betting, because I want to. I in my earlier submission I stated that it is synonymous to lottery. Okay, so then I would also want to believe that the state actually did what it did because it is synonymous to lottery, because it is lottery. It's a chance at odds. So it's like this Lotto 67 that we knew, the 0 to 99.
Yeah.
And then you perm, and then you ascertain where you win. But the dangers of it now is the accessibility and easy way of doing it with the comfortability of your home. That is making the, because see, these days young people are still embarrassed to even walk to the Lotto kiosk to, you know, stake. But now that they have it on the phone, and this is what gambling has done, and that is how it is making it even far more dangerous, because a lot of people didn't love lottery like they love football. And it's insane. And it is a danger. Like Smart said, it is where their love and their heart is. So they will do it all to make sure, and that is what makes it dangerous.
And so why are you telling the government right now that the government is irresponsible? So you see where my problem. Let's tackle it from the roots. So, Kwame, why do you think government legalize?
We've agreed with one side of your argument that yes, we must empower people to break from the addiction to betting.
No, self-discipline for them not to enter in the first place.
Okay, so you are saying people should have self-discipline.
Yes.
I don't think self-discipline is the right expression.
Okay, for example, let's tell some governments that there are other ways they can rake in money apart from getting taxes from gambling, alcohol, smoking. If we are not able to tell them those ugly truths, we will just be in counseling sessions, building rehab, trying to solve problems that we brought on ourselves, because human beings and who are under the sun, they are fallen. They are that.
You also need to understand that
humans
those
are weak.
people
I
that
don't
have
bring
not
them.
tried,
Don't bring them
if
to
we
their
are,
weakness.
if we are not, if we don't tell them the dangers of it, because it is the dangers that will tell.
So don't bring it in the first place. You get where I'm coming from. Let's blame government. At the end of the day, all we are doing is that government has brought the problem. Oh, government, just be here and let's pretend we are solving the problem.
No, but I think from what everybody is saying, government knows the dangers, and that is why government try to regulate.
Yes.
Underline.
Yes, they
pretend.
Try because
so why collect the time?
Human beings.
So why collect the time?
It is even a way to stop them, because it was 10%. It was a way to dissuade them not to.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so I want to tell my son to stop drinking alcohol. So every one liter he brings, I take 10% of the liter, and that's the way I want to discourage him from drinking.
So I think even with the son example you are giving, what I think any responsible parent would want to do is
ban alcohol in the home in the first place.
Yes.
Because my son will drink it when it's present. So if it's my wife who is bringing the alcohol, sweetie, don't bring it. By this time, we have allowed the government to bring it. And Christians, counselors, fathers, parents, well-meaning Ghanaians are pretending to want to solve it. The thing is there. Take it away in the first place.
But the government in the first place is not the parent of...
Government is a parent. A regulator is a parent. Because human beings, we are frail like that.
I think we are.
You see why I'm being. Do you know why I sound weird? Because the thing is that we here we are allergic to water. Someone has bring us, guys, be drinking it small, so your allergies will come small. We know that by day 10, the allergy will be full blown, and I need to build a rehab to take care of it. Why bring water in the first place?
So Kwame,
stop the person who brought the water in the first place.
So even if government were to do what we are saying,
to ban it,
yes. If what we are all desiring is that government will ban it.
Oh, is that what we are all desiring? I didn't know until I made my point.
Listen first.
Okay, cool.
So if we all desire that government will ban it, it must start from discussion. And that is why we are discussing. So before we even get to what the government must do, we are discussing the rightness or wrongness of the thing. Are you okay now?
Okay. And I'm saying it's so bad that it shouldn't even be in the first place.
Okay. So if that's what you're saying, then we hear you. So please, precious one, send us what you also think about this discussion. We want to go a bit deeper into it. Let us know what you think. You can leave us a comment on our social media platforms. You can also send us a message on our WhatsApp line 0203-438-710. Again, the number is 0203-438-710. Somebody sent a comment that I think is very interesting. It may silence
some arguments. So somebody said, he said, in my final year, a certain guy from outside campus came to steal. Unfortunately or unfortunately, he landed in my room. Unfortunately for him, he came at a time I was dreaming that a thief has been caught and about to be killed. So when he opened my door, I was so convinced that he came to steal despite his tactics. He finally started confessing after I assured him that I was not going to Saba Boys to beat him up. Now his confession. He said to me that he has used all his money for betting, including his phone. So he's coming to steal, sell whatever he gets, and go for his phone. He shared with me that he has gone to prison once because of betting. So this is from Emmanuel Okwan. Okay. Somebody said, my name is Jim Owusu, aka Paul. I think my guy in the white shirt is making sense, but most of you guys are not really getting him. You see, this is, some people watching us may be confused. Yeah. And so observing, I liked what you were saying about the difference between risk and betting, because they are not the same. It is true that betting has risk, but risk is not betting. It's not the same. And so Kwame's submission may
life
give
is not risky. Tell me. Okay, observing. What in life is not risky?
When you go to school and you finish school, your hope is to get a better job. But it doesn't lie on just the hope. You put in the work. Okay. All right. You put in the work, and for whatever you are making at the end of the month, you know, per the value you are giving to your office space, this is how much they are giving me for the value that they are offering. No, I'm not talking about the minimum wage. I'm talking about the fact that when a company hires you for your services or the value you are bringing to the table, at the end of the month, whatever you are receiving from the company, you know it is value. You are not taking any risk.
Oh, when I pick a trotro to work, it's risk.
Okay.
This is
so
where
he's trying to let you understand certain things they have certainties. You are working.
I'm talking about
who has 50% certainty.
Oh, I don't think it's 50%.
Is win or lose?
It is 50%.
Yes. So life. So continue.
So here we are. You are changing the conversation that we are having, and I keep referring to the fact that there is a growing phenomenon.
I'm expanding, not changing.
Okay. So you are expanding.
Yeah, I'm expanding the conversation.
When we say something is a growing phenomenon, it means that we were not seeing much of it.
Yes.
But there is a causal effect on why it has become rampant today.
And I'll explain to you why it has become rampant. If the betting platform happened 20 years ago, it would have been rampant.
If you allow me land,
I'll allow you to go. I'll allow you to go. But you are talking about the past decade. The past decade, we didn't have interoperability on. If we had it 30 years ago, the rampant you are talking about would have been 30 years ago. So you see, it doesn't mean when. It doesn't mean if. It is the when.
Was there porn 10 years ago?
Yes. I mean,
the
last I saw some porn was very old school.
The people who are
Stallone was inside before he became Rambo.
The people who
nothing new under the sun.
The people who had love for porn and became addicted to it, where are they now? What are they seeking to do?
To correct it.
Precisely. So this is why I want us to have a conversation. There is a need for us to stop something before it gets to the point where the nation doesn't have the resources to correct this particular problem. There is a growing phenomenon that this group of people are going into this particular act, and it is having a toll on the youth of the country. Are we waiting to say that, okay, let us wait for them to get addicted first, then now we come to correct the problem? The conversation we are having today is around the fact that something is becoming way too much in the lives of the youth. So how do we correct this particular thing so that it does not get out of our hands? So when you listen to national security experts, even when they see unemployment rate going high, they begin to alarm the government that it is a threat
to mitigate.
Precisely. So when it starts growing, when the unemployment rate starts growing beyond the reasonable point, you must be alerted. So here we are saying that there are a lot of young people going into betting. We are alerting, not just even the government, parents, opinion leaders, whoever, that this thing is becoming way too much. And most of the people who are going into this thing are losing a lot. They are losing their savings, they are losing their investment. And so, how do we correct this particular problem in the system?
They are already known from other nations that have introduced gambling. They are just being hypocrites. National security person you are talking about, part of their salary is from the money the revenue government gets to pay them anyway. So you see where I'm coming from. No? We had known it before we introduced it. Okay. Just let's play the ostrich and see how in Ghana, if we can, because they are religious, they don't get too. But the first day we brought it, I'm telling the national security, they knew because they've seen it in advanced countries. Anything you are seeing that Ghanaians are pretending is a problem, we already knew. Let me tell you one addiction that you should be afraid of: hyper-religiosity. That's the addiction you should be afraid of. When everything is about the devil or God and no efforts. That's what I'm saying. Self-discipline to me, to the Ghanaian or to the youth who is listening, is the main thing, because alcohol is somebody's super bet. Cigarette is somebody's super bet. Too much love, giving your heart too much into love, is somebody's super bet.
So Kwame, I think you're making us go around in circles, because we've already established that there's a difference between risk and betting. You can do good and it will be a risk, but it's not the same as betting. They are said, really? Which we've already established, Kwame.
That's why maybe I'm not convinced.
So if I give observing money today, it is a risk I've taken.
If you dash him money, like gift.
If I give him money as a gift, I've done good. Yes. There was risk involved. It is not a bet. So you can't.
Okay, you are betting that you are doing him good.
No.
Do you know why you are buying social capital? One day, if you need a lift, you are thinking that, hey, observe me, I do you so.
I can give him money simply because I'm led to do so. Without
led,
yes, or I want to.
Being altruistic, being a good human being.
I can be altruistic.
And you can choose not to.
Yes, so I can be altruistic.
Yes.
What I'm doing is a good thing. Is there risk involved? Yes, because the money I've given him, it could empower him to come and to pay his transport and come and stab me in the night. It is a risk, but it's not the same as betting. Look, I think we can move forward from this.
Okay,
this is self-evident. Anyone should know.
I've not agreed though, but let's for the sake of time.
So you can Google it.
I've not agreed.
So betting involves risk, but risk is not the same as betting. So for a young person out there who may be reasoning to himself or herself that, okay, from what Kwame is saying, it sounds like life is about betting. So I mean, there's no difference between betting and other activities of life. What we are saying is that it is not the case. There is risk. There are things that we do that are risky, and there is betting. Betting involves risk, but it is not only risk. So there are different dimensions of betting, which I think that people should explore. Okay. Now, Jonathan, you have had first-hand experience with betting, and I've also, in fact, some time ago, a young man came to see me in my office. He was coming for prayer because he had been involved in betting, and he said, "Pastor, I need prayer because I've squandered all the money and now I feel like committing suicide." This is just one of the cases. We have some comments that I think we'll show later on. But you had first-hand experience of betting. What are some of the things that people should be aware of? What are some of the possible consequences of betting?
Okay, I'll be happy if you can give me an opportunity to address some of the issues.
Okay, but very briefly so that we can.
Yes. What I just want to say, in particular, in reference to Kwame's issue, is that for human beings, if you go for a program and they offer you a buffet, you eat from the buffet.
It's a risk.
All right. No, I mean you eat what you are offered.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So, but if there's no food, then you can go out and buy what you want. But when you enter the place and they offer you the buffet, you eat from the buffet because you are hungry. But if you think you don't like the buffet, then you can go out and buy what you want. So what I just want to say in conclusion is that whatever we offer people, they will try to experiment. You understand me? So imagine I never knew what betting was. Imagine I never knew what pornography was. Imagine I never knew what alcohol was. I would never have experimented it. So the point is that we should all agree that betting in the first place is too risky. It's a no-go area for me, from my experience. It's not because I didn't win. In fact, my biggest win was 200,000 at a go. So I've won before. But yes, I've won 200,000.
With how much stake?
Like 10,000.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. So the thing is that, but cumulatively, based on greed, if you do the comparison, you can see that I've lost. Because I want to win more, I invest more, and I lose. Because I don't. The game doesn't belong to me. In fact, Sportybet, another betting site, even have their own football clubs. So they will fix the game to make you lose. So that's the reality. So what I'm saying is that as a people, as Christians, we should offer the good things to our people. Because if you offer betting, they will try it. If you offer alcohol, they will try it. But if alcohol was not there, nobody will try it. That's why when you get to the traffic light, red you must stop, green you go. So if in Europe there are limitations to what you can bet. Even in Europe, there are places, even in the Arab world, no alcohol. No alcohol. I mean, they place limitations, like elective mass, upper and lower limit. There are limitations beyond which you cannot go. So for me, I think that from experience, we should ban betting because of the consequence.
Such as, what are the consequences?
The consequence. I was there when one guy called me from Italy that he had borrowed so much from friends and also his own investment. I was there when he hung himself live on a video. He committed suicide. Live. I was watching it. He showed it. He called me on a video call. So I was watching. By the time I realized
he had hanged himself.
Yes, from Italy. He was a Ghanaian. Look, I have military guys who have lost their investment, soldiers, immigration officers, security personnel, national. They call me on phone because of the interview I've made with other media outlets. The effects and the consequences of soccer betting are so dire. We should not sit here and use English to make it look like there are life options. So you choose what you want. No, it is a no-go area. You understand me? Look, I was in my house one day when my son walked in, a 5-year-old boy, and I saw him holding a lighter, the one they use for cigar. And then I fell off. I was scared because he saw his friends using it to light a paper. And then he also wanted to try it. But assuming my son never saw what a lighter was and what it was meant for, he would have never and ever gone into that life. I'm not saying he smokes, but let us not expose our generation to certain things. That is my point.
So I've heard you, Jonathan, but like Lucy was mentioning, with mobile penetration,
yes,
everybody has access to a mobile phone now. With the accessibility of mobile money,
yes,
which was not the case maybe 10 or
previously
20 years ago. With social media,
the controls are hard.
The different platforms, I don't think we can combat the exposure that people will have. So I think at best, what we need to hear is, okay, I'm seeing the sport bet adverts all over. Ghana is littered with billboards with betting adverts and so on. We have some pictures there. We can't do anything about the exposure that people have. But the question is, for someone who is watching, give me good reason why I should not get into this. You've mentioned that somebody hanged themselves. People hang themselves for different things. If now I can
even
mention
marriage.
what even marriage and so on. So that may not be sufficient reason why they shouldn't. And somebody may be thinking, okay, there's the entertainment value. Somebody may be thinking, this aspect of satisfaction when I'm able to accomplish something with my mental ability. So these to them may be good reason, but why?
Trust me.
Why should we?
Francis, trust me. Let me tell you this. This is frank. From not just from experience, from research.
To be frank.
Give me just 3 people who can tell me that they have had profit from gambling. They can show me evidence of gambling. just 3 people.
But say you had 200,000.
I lost all.
No, so you decided to continue. But for somebody who is saying to himself right now that I can do it till I make the big win and then I'll stop.
And I'm saying, show me that person. Show me. See, the truth is that human needs are insatiable. That's the very basic thing. And that drives you on and on. On my way here, one guy from Rekum, he just committed suicide. It's a headline news. When I was coming in, 12 o'clock, headline news, committed suicide. Because he had, all his investments were gone, and he had borrowed.
So are you saying it is impossible or nearly impossible to not get addicted to betting?
It's not possible. You will definitely get addicted. No matter how much you want to control yourself. Because, you see, we have problem. You will definitely have problem. Because there's no one who is rich and rich forever on this earth. Maybe a few ones. But, and now mommy after so pisca, she calls you, she needs money. You don't have. You want to try, you've seen or 2. Or 2 means your money times 2. Or 3 is your money times 3. And you are sure of that particular game.
And it's legal.
And it's legal. And you have access to it. So my point is that, what's your name, please? Lucy said accessibility. Yes. See, they can ban soccer bet that you can't even have access to it on your phone. There are some websites in America that you can never access here in Ghana. So in that same vein, we can ban those sites that you can never even have access to it. The accessibility issue, the interoperability issue you're talking about, the government can control all those ones.
But that still doesn't solve the problem. Because before you come, it doesn't solve, it still doesn't solve the problem.
Before interoperability, we're still gambling.
Because even if we banned it in Ghana, like you just mentioned, somebody could bet outside Ghana. So for anyone watching who may be outside Ghana or within Ghana, what reasons are you giving for why they should?
Okay, so let me just come back to your question and go down a little bit. It is very psychologically wrecking to arrange games and win them. Okay, it can take you like an hour or 2, especially the midnight games. If you know, if you can do a sample in your church among the guys, the guys. If they are 10, you can have about 7 of them who may have tried gambling, and trust me, especially the midnight games, the Argentine games and then the Brazilian games, it keeps you awake throughout the entire night. Trust me, because where your money is, that's where your heart is. So you're psychologically cleaved to your phone. Your bundles. I mean, you can go to work. Your social lifestyle is limited. Your psychology is just attached, hooked up to the betting. Like your entire life is on your phone, and that is not how we are born to be. So, and again, it can take away your financial investment. Monies that are meant, you see, like you were saying, if you are working in a month, you know, in a month I'm receiving 2,000. You are sure that it is coming. If you buy cement, if not for price changes, if you know cement, you buy for 10 cedi, you're going to sell it for 12 cedi. You know you're getting 2 cedis. You know you are sure that your 2 cedi will come. The likelihood that it won't come are very minimal.
When people don't buy it.
When people don't buy it, or when there are price changes. That's the only thing.
If people don't buy it, you don't get it.
But the risk level in gambling is like 99% risky as compared to just 1% profit. But you said something. You said that we are trying to forget the others. The truth is that the others, we have been talking about them every day. The alcohol, we have been discussing alcohol every day. We discuss the other evils every day, and we are still managing them gradually because they have been introduced into the system already.
Making headway?
We are trying our best.
Is that the same people?
We are trying our best.
This discussion is part of making headway.
Yes. That is.
I've seen these conversations.
Oh no, but it's helping people. For me, you know something. You know something.
Once it's legalized.
On my first interview with KSM, with Sammy Flex, then KSM, I've had more than 2,000 calls, both from the country and outside the country, and I've managed a lot of people come out of gambling.
Okay. Better.
So yes, and I'm talking about thousands of phone calls.
Yeah.
I can show you evidence. So that should tell you that these discussions are helpful. If we sit here and tell them that look, it's just a general life risk, trust me, we're in dangerous zones. We should let them know that there are no go areas in this life. There are limitations. There are some things you don't even try.
Hey, Jonathan, why is the government not listening?
They are not listening because.
But Jonathan can't answer.
No,
Answer this question.
It's just a general question.
His opinion.
No, this discussion are part of the processes that would let them listen one day. Yes. Trust me. You are taking this one lightly, but they are huge platforms. See.
The Western world government.
No, in Romania they are ban gambling.
Only Romania.
No, I can give you examples.
How is it that? How is it that you think that it is only Romania?
It is even progress.
It starts from somewhere.
Yes.
But you see,
okay, but you agree that everything that you want to stop starts from somewhere.
But
so you cannot
didn't
call
we know
one
it was evil before we legalized?
Introduce them.
Jonathan,
there's some marvelous points you made. That's why I agree with you.
Also took a risk that he's going to get taxes.
So it shouldn't have been even be introduced at all.
Or he was risking it. They'll go. Ghanaians, they are religious. They like going to church. They'll gamble responsibly.
Yes.
That's why he put it under that NLA thing.
Yes.
But here we are.
It's overboard.
But I think
guys, don't you sense the hypocrisy here?
Fine, but
you've given your son a firearm. Oh, I'm going to do like a police. But their bullets is make sure you don't press the trigger. Duh.
But so Kwame, the reason for which people may have legalized it in the past, I think, is really not the issue now. Now we are looking at addressing
the system.
Now the thing is widespread.
Yes.
What do we do? How should young people respond to this? So I think
okay,
going back to
it, government will not scrap it. So we are trying to help manage it.
Yes.
Okay,
so it's not only in the system.
You can vote for one of them. Just manage the stress.
Yes.
Now I understand. Let's manage it because government will not scrap it. Okay, now I'm okay.
You asked Jonathan what are some of the things that can make people stop. I think the basis is, get-rich schemes are dangerous. They are highly dangerous because he made mention of one thing. Your mother has called you, he needs money to do a thing or two, and you don't have. So you go like, let me just, bet.
Call your pastor.
So that is the get-rich-quick scheme.
Yes.
And they are highly dangerous. And I believe with this at the back of our mind, it's supposed to help us, not even try it at all, especially those who have not even tried it.
Yes.
Because once you try it, it becomes
you get hooked up.
Yeah,
yes.
you get hooked to it.
You see the unfortunate thing? The unfortunate thing is that, like I said, if you have 1,000 Ghana cedis right now with you, if you don't have options, if you don't have investment options, then you are likely to try betting. Okay. But you see, there are people who have monies in their hands and they have virtually no idea what to do with it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, am I online? So it is up to us to offer good options to the youth. If you have 1,000 Ghana cedis, you can try mobile money. You can do mobile money. You will earn you this amount. Life is not a race. It's not like get rich quick. I mean, do
mobile money business. Be a vendor.
A merchant or something.
I said life is not a race.
No, I mean,
sorry.
I mean, don't
yes,
overspeed.
Life is not a race.
Don't overspeed.
He said life is not a race.
It's a race, but don't overspeed.
What I mean is that many of you open to I mean, get rich. Yes, so if you have money, if you have 1,000 Ghana cedi, these are the options. These are the business investment options on the table.
Okay.
Try this, but don't try this. There are do's and what, and don'ts. So the don'ts are the danger zones. So let's offer the do's to the youth. If you have 1,000 Ghana cedi, you can open a baba, or you can do this, you can do this with that 1,000 Ghana cedi. When people have those options, trust me, gambling will reduce. But if you don't have options, because listen, right now, let me tell you something. Let me give you an example. If I ask you to jump from a 4th floor onto the ground floor, you won't do it. Naturally, you won't do it. If I ask you to jump from a 4th floor to the ground floor, to jump.
Say
20th floor. 20th floor, you won't do it.
If you are my prophet or you back a stretcher,
I'm coming. I mean, normally you won't do it.
Okay, outside.
But you see, yes, outside field. But I see, they can say there's a fire outbreak, and you can jump from a 4th floor to the ground floor. You even feel the pain. So you see, this life, there's a propeller, and if there are options, people would go for the good options. But if there are no options, if your mother is sick and you don't have money, then you are thinking. But if you have money, you can just order Uber, take your mother to the hospital. You see how it is. I don't know if I'm
Jonathan, I don't want to sound pessimistic, but the fact that it is legal as with us.
Yeah.
I'm afraid we are fighting a losing battle.
We can win.
We
Do you know why?
Can win.
If you look at the advanced nations,
Yes.
they've had this problem 20 years ago. They've not solved it. So that is why I'm asking, why? Now I almost cussed. Why did we think bringing it
in the first place?
They will do it responsibly. They will not.
No. You see, if you go to America
right
now,
that our government I don't think it makes
sense. Kwame, if you go to America right now, see drug addicts on the streets. Maybe Minnesota or something. If you drug addicts on the street,
Philly is crazy.
But if those drugs were not brought in from Mexico
or Colombia,
the citizens
will not exist.
Exactly.
So don't you think the American government has tried to stop drugs?
Yes, they are doing it.
Have they failed?
They are failing.
Exactly.
They are failing. They are failing big time.
You see where I'm coming from? It's all about life. Anything that is addictive, don't even bring it in the first place. Otherwise, we form panel here and pretend we want to solve it, and we can't solve it.
Well, but what we're saying is that we can't change what has been done in the past. So if we had our way, it shouldn't have come about in the first place.
Yes.
But the reality is, it has come about. So what do you do?
But democracy is the people by the people.
I just want to talk to the youth. I think that Kwame is still not trying to see how best we can have a conversation on this particular matter, because I think
the root cause is where nobody wants to talk about.
So anyway, I would take my time to talk to the youth.
Okay.
I would tell them that, first of all, like Jonathan has mentioned, I've listed a few things that I want to talk about. So the campaign on the education, it's key, and I'm glad that you're on this platform today. You are an example to many for them to understand what goes into this whole betting thing. And if you've been following social media, just about the past 2 days, there's been a young man trending from Bishop Herman, who is a drug addict and was talking to one of the teachers in a primary school that he wished
he never knew.
He never knew this was going to be his end if he had committed to drugs. So he thinks that teachers should also integrate that part of teaching when they are doing the other core subjects and all that. Secondly, the consequences of some of these things that you have talked about, you're going to be in debt. You're going to owe a lot of people.
Cyclical debt.
Yes, you are owing not just one person. You are owing too many people.
Rob Peter to pay
so it becomes very, very difficult for you to even come out of that particular debt. And if you do not take care for people who are too addicted to the betting, you would end up thinking that I can still use the bet to pay off people.
Exactly.
And the more you go, the deeper it gets.
Deep you get.
Okay, so these are some of the consequences. You also mentioned suicide. That people have hanged themselves and all that, and there are news about it. Now, thirdly, what I want to talk to the youth about is calculated risks. When it comes to money management, there is something we call calculated risk. And if you may, Kwame, you can get Archbishop Charles Ajinasari's book on money in your pocket. There are certain things about life that we need to know about money. Okay? Any business at all that is guaranteeing you over 100% on your capital, you must begin to raise an eyebrow on that particular thing. So here we are. You gave an example of you using 10,000 Ghana cedis in a day to clock 200,000 Ghana cedis. Okay.
No, let me just cut you. In my addiction process, lifestyle, you go to a time I bet 40,000 Ghana cedis a day.
Whoa. You had that? You betting
40,000.
You had that much to bet in a day?
Because you were making it. So
I was a country manager of a company, and I had a lot of money in my account.
Oh my God!
Not it was by God's grace, not as if I'm blowing my horns, but my minimum bet a day was 40,000 Ghana cedi. When you watch Sportybet, in the initial build-up, it was 35,000 Ghana cedis betting a day. They had capped the site.
Oh, that's the cap. You can't go beyond.
So that at least you can manage your betting addiction. But they had now increased it to even more than 40,000. In those times, I was betting 35,000 a day. When they increased, I went to 40,000 a day.
Wow. With the hope.
Yes.
Of you making more. So,
and you see, when you win, then it keeps you in. When you lose, then you want to recover your debt. So in an attempt to recover your debt, become more neck deep into the whole matter. You understand what I'm saying? Please continue.
So for reward for investment, we should always understand how money works. We shouldn't just think that, oh, this is a platform that is offering us 3 CDs on the odds that we have picked, and so yes, I'm going to put my money on there 10,000. I'm likely going to make 30,000 at the end of the day.
Yes.
We have always been told as young people that don't risk more than you can't afford to lose.
Yes.
Okay.
In
life.
That's a proverb of soccer betting.
Yeah.
That's a proverb.
So
that's a proverb. Yes.
That's proverb.
Yes.
But they don't practice it eventually because
yes.
when you get addicted to it, you forget this particular number one rule of the soccer bet. Financial literacy is key.
Yeah.
Financial literacy is key to the young people. Yeah. Know how money works.
Yeah.
Understand money. Because you see, what I've always wanted to find out, and maybe I can ask you this question and you can tell our viewers.
Okay.
Have you ever sat down to calculate how much you personally, over the years, placed on the market as a bet and how much you won?
Okay, so cumulatively, when I added up the figures, I lost more than $100,000.
More than that?
Yes, I lost.
You have lost more than that.
My wins and my loss, my losses.
So when you put them together, it's a loss of more than $100,000.
I've lost more than $100,000.
Wow.
So that's more than 1 million Ghana cedi.
When you gauge it,
yeah,
as to how much you made,
yes,
in terms of profit, cumulatively, is it the same?
No, I mean the losses are.
That's what he's saying.
Okay.
Yeah, so
maybe if he did 500 or 200, it means that he lost like $100,000
so
more than what
that's the point I want to make to the young people.
That's why I ask if anybody can show me just three people who had made any profit from soccer betting. They should tell me.
Okay.
Just three.
Vis-a-vis how much they have put into it.
Yeah,
just
so
3 people.
Okay.
Yes.
You reckon what you put into it and excess.
At the end of the day, this is all we are saying.
Yes.
I don't think there is anyone at all in life who will keep putting money somewhere and keep losing and still continually put money in that same place and continually do what? Lose that particular money. And so we must also tell the young people these things. And I'm glad you have started from here. Maybe it could be a campaign like other people do. You go from senior high school to senior high school, using yourself as an example, having the receipts of all these things on your phone, showing it to them and letting them understand that, see, this is where it can take you, this is where it can lead you. And these are the dangers in betting. Because at the end of the day, you don't know how many people have put, let's say, 10,000 so far cumulatively, and they have made 1 million cedis as profit. You cannot pinpoint anybody at all, and that is what we need to educate.
You see, there was a funny moment in my life. I've never said this anywhere. There was a time where on a website, see, when it comes to betting, there are other avenues where people offer odds. I mean, games, like Facebook, Telegram, and other avenues.
So like I said, they create a community.
A community where they offer games. They predict games. So some of them you have to even buy the games. One time I bought a game for 10,000 Ghana cedi. A game for 10,000. And you buy it for 10,000 and I stake 20,000 and I lost it. And when I lost it that day, that was the last money I had on me. You know what I did? I had bought a bicycle for my son, my little son. I had to go and sell the bicycle at Alajo. When I sold the bicycle, I got 500 Ghana cedis. Immediately after I sold the bicycle, I deposited the money on my account to bet and get some money. I lost the money right there. So you see how destructive, addictive, driven, psychologically mind it can be to you.
I want to add to what they have also said. I believe I need, like he said, he was talking to the young people. They should also understand that they are gambling against the operators. And most of the time, these football people are part of the operators.
Manipulators of the system.
They manipulate.
Yes.
They fix matches.
Exactly.
It is my business. I should make money out of it. And they're actually part of these gambling sites and gambling companies. And so they are also there to make money.
course.
And they are the people you are actually.
They are the stakeholders.
Against
so the betting game is on sports. So you can't run a gaming system without the stakeholders
not having a say, in it.
So you see, the secret is that the secret that don't invest in something that you have control over.
You have no control.
Because they develop the website.
Yes.
They have their own games. They have their own stuff. You have no control. You just bet on a virtual platform, which I have no control over. See, I have a quote here. The quote says that let the young man in his desperation go out and hunt. If he kills the elephant, his poverty ends. If the elephant kills him, his poverty ends.
Whichever way.
Whichever way.
That's powerful.
Yes.
All right, so I think I'll read just a few comments and then we'll try and open the phone lines. So, wow, so many comments. This person says, this is Reggie from Kumasi. Says, hello panels. My question is, should betting be recognized as a job, and should the Christian body accept it? Okay, David Tre says, okay, I'm watching you, Lucy. Betting is also lotto. Somebody is asking, is betting a sin? So maybe we can gather these questions and then answer them at the go. What's the difference between lotto and betting? This person, Connie Alma, says, good job, I'm watching you live. I think Lucy, somebody, Sister Nene Opata Iron says, Sister Nie, betting is good. Somebody says, if you have a prophet who can prophesy the scores, is betting then a problem? My name is Jim Owusu, aka, okay, I think I've read this one. Nene Opata Iron says, the Bible talks about the love of money and get rich quick schemes, which in my opinion is what we should look at. Richmond Dowena says, betting made me pay my rent.
It makes people buy.
So
in 30 seconds, respond to
okay, for the last one, the one who has used betting to pay the, ask them how much they have lost. See, those who bet, they always project their wins, but their hidden losses are a hunchback, are huge. Trust me.
And the question about should betting be a job? You know, in the Vox Pop, somebody said, I doubt.
Yeah, like a stock exchange.
No, it should.
But nobody goes to school to learn how to bet.
No, you shouldn't. You should not.
How would you go to school to learn how to bet?
Yes,
you see, a job you don't have
exactly. You know why footballers are rich? They are rich because of betting.
They are rich because of betting.
They are partly rich because of betting. I mean, they are rich.
Bet on them.
Yes. No, I mean the betting companies pay them.
But I also believe that sometimes even the clubs actually own some of the betting.
I mean, they do not actually. I mean, they do.
The betting company sponsoring Ghana Premier League right now, Bet Power, is owned by Mr. Izzy also.
Yes.
A musician.
No, Open Sports Bet. If you open Sports Bet, they've written under it, partnered by Man City and Real Madrid.
So the question.
They are partners.
So should it be? Should somebody do this as a job?
No, I will not recommend that.
Yes.
In my when you come into my room, I've written 5 things that my son should never try in his life: pornography, smoking, alcohol drinking, soccer betting. I've listed it. No go area. I mean, don't
mention the 5 again. So for someone,
pornography.
So smoking. Start from the beginning. So
okay.
You would advise
what I always recommend for my son, and I make sure he does it, that he should never try in his life, are these 5 things: alcohol, smoking, gambling, which is the soccer betting, pornography, and the last one I've forgotten. There are 5 things. Don't even try it: smoking, drinking, or smoking, alcohol, pornography, gambling, and the last one I've forgotten. He should never.
So I think indirectly.
Every morning he recites them before he goes to school.
Okay.
Yes.
So indirectly you're saying the Christian body should definitely not accept this.
Not at all.
This was the person's question. Okay. This was God bless you, Apostle Francis, for this subject of discussion. This betting thing is destroying the youth. Please help me with the contact of Mr. Jonathan to come and educate my church. I'm a pastor from ICGC. This person says
They should have TNT.
This is Walanyo says, good afternoon, thanks for your views. Sir Kwame should understand that betting is currently in the system. The question on board is, how can we manage it? I'm watching you live at Accra Day.
Okay, so that's one. Can I answer that one quickly? If you want to manage your soccer betting lifestyle, these are a few tips. Make sure you don't put money on your mobile money. I mean, reduce.
Okay, reduce the amount.
The amount you have in your.
Most important. For those
who are addicted.
Yeah. Okay.
Make sure you reduce your amount, because the moment they are on the phone, then the tendency to
place a bet
is high. And then also, if you have a friend who does betting, you can detach the associates of yourself from such friends. And for soccer betting too, if you want those who want to stop, I've sent you some images. If you want to stop it at all, there's one option on soccer betting. I mean, on every site, called self-exclusion. You go on soccer betting, you go to settings, you go to self-exclusion. You can self-exclude yourself for 10 years or 20 years on the site. It means that you can never visit the site unless you use another SIM card to register again.
Oh, okay.
So you just try your best to manage it. Otherwise, you can have problems. Trust me. Because me, I've been police are chasing me, sir. Because I've owed people a lot. I've owed people a lot. Arrest. Every time my house arrest.
So I just want to make sure I got that. So you said, first of all, they can live, for those who have the tendency to bet or are addicted to betting.
Yes.
They should limit the amount of money they put on their
e-cash.
Their mobile money wallet or their e-cash.
Yes.
Number two, if they have friends who are into betting, they should distance themselves from them
completely.
And then number three, they can apply the self-exclusion thing
on the site.
Okay, is it on every website?
It's on every yes.
Okay.
They give those preferences so that go ahead.
When you are paying for these bets, don't they take e-levy?
Okay, previously it wasn't like that, but currently, if you deposit 1,000 Ghana cedi on Sportybet, if you are withdrawing, they give you 900. Even if you don't bet.
So the tax has taken effect.
Yes.
And the wins, do they tax your wins?
Yes. So if you
so your deposits they are taxed.
If you deposit 1,000 Ghana cedi on Sportybet and you haven't even stake, and you are just want to even withdraw. You change your mind, you want to withdraw your money, they will still take your
same tax.
Yes, they will take.
So this person says, blessings to you all.
I'm phone number for whether you bet or they don't care.
This person says,
but if you win today, they will still deduct.
Why not?
Blessings to you all. Please, I'm Apostle NSK Akumeni, watching from Waiter Modex, Accra. Also, Francis, this discussion is very important. Somewhere last year, I was listening to an expert about betting, and he said that betting companies are getting a lot of money from Africa because of the hardship here. A lot of the youth and other people are dying because their lives are at risk.
Yes.
Somebody says the government must stop it, and they don't want to stop it because of their chicken change.
Yes. You see the numbers that are registering for betting, the companies are coming in.
There are 73 companies now.
Exactly. But you see, do you know the most dangerous thing is a casino.
The casino. We have about
dangerous. But the casinos are not plenty, they are not easily accessible.
Yeah.
That is why
for the casino you need to walk there.
You need to walk in. But those ones, the amount as
compared to they are very,
and
very
it belongs to the rich.
Yeah,
the big boys.
But I think when it comes to the government sector, I think that it is a thing to note. We must also drum the message home. That, like Kwame also said, on that score, when it comes to the contributor, the major contributor for successive years, we have seen how most programs and initiatives that have been rolled out by governments have not really done well in terms of solving the unemployment situation in the country. We have moved from National Youth Employment Program, we have moved to GIDA, changed GIDA to YEA,
to whatever.
We have moved to now we have YouStart, and Charlie, sometimes you begin to ask yourself, what has it really done? What has been the impact really on the lives of the young people? So most of these young people, they leave school, they come out, they find some friends who are also spending their whole day at the these gaming centers, and they also go to join them because they must eat. And the more they put it on there, sometimes they are not able to sit down to even calculate because he lost on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but His win on Friday is what gets him happy.
Exactly.
But he has forgotten
the losses.
The losses that
Yes.
he has made maybe
Yes.
from Monday.
Unfortunately.
But I also want to say something. If you look at gambling, it pools resources.
Yes.
And it's a good way to get crowdfunding.
Yes.
But the reason why I wish the government shouldn't allow it and have another model is let's have a model where it's the same super bet.
Okay.
But this time, let's call it super work.
Okay.
I want 10,000 cedis to start a poultry farm.
Okay.
So what are the odds? So me to look at Amin Sunyani, access to this, and then you stake on my business. If the chicken do well after 6 months, you all cash on in on my profit.
Well, there is.
So
when you take a look at you,
so the same platform which is harming us and making us addict, rather we are crowdfunding entrepreneurs.
There is something like that.
Because the government might easily not.
When you take a look at
so rather let's change the model.
When you look at the 2023 budget, okay, the portion that is allocated to the youth of today to help people who have ideas, like you are saying, is 70 people in 2023 were given about 1.98 billion Ghana cedis. Okay, under the You Start program.
Yes.
But the question we must always ask ourselves is that whenever we are empowering all these young people to start any enterprise or business, how wide can it get to also bring other people
To rake in. Yes.
No, not even the money.
I mean to
To
rake
bring
in other
more
people.
people
Yes.
in order to build the business,
Yes.
to
To
get more people
to entrench and widen.
However, the struggle has always been how accessible, like Kwame is saying, for somebody who has
young-
no political affiliation
To get access
to get access to this funding or this capital that is being given. That has always been a struggle.
But I'm saying the solution is in the evil.
For the
The solution to your problem is in the evil that we think we are fighting. The super bet, they've given us the platform already. So this time, instead of going for easy money, we are going for money that is working. So for example, if my company is Barcelona, so let's everything you know about betting, let's convert it to projects.
Yes.
To stocks you are buying in a
Reasonable.
So Lucy Couture, Apostle Farms, whatever. So it's like, can the government give us the same platform, but this time it's not to get cheap, easy money, but to invest and crowd fund each other's way. And what I also
That's a powerful idea.
And the churches, they should up their welfare system.
Yeah.
Sometimes we just need soft loans to get by, so that we don't go into prostitution and gambling and the rest. It's, Apostle, that one I'll leave it to you. Let's up their welfare system.
I think what you are saying, so it's
the
a platform.
So it's all Barcelona.
So I put my business there.
It is smart boutique.
Yes.
Lucy's watch, whatever. Then if we'll give you guidelines, we are the crowd, whatever. Like
monitoring.
We are monitoring whatever.
So
we see that
expenditure,
the day
your
we
profit
gave you, what's the
returns.
sound way, guy? We'll withdraw the money. That's just being funny. Okay, so the same way you bet on Barcelona, the odds. She's in Brongahafu. She wants to do
Poultry farming.
Poultry farming.
Yes.
The odds. What are the odds?
Yes.
Like the investor board.
Yeah, the returns.
The returns.
the
All
returns.
that. Then if I put in 1,000 CDs,
Yes.
the odds is that
By the end of the month, I would make thousands.
All things
because
being
the rain
equal.
is
All
more.
things-
It's more. The rainy season. We look at the agronomics about
Yes.
it. Then if I give more, I'll get more.
Yes.
If we look, you are going to do something that is risky. You say, oh, this one you are doing cocoa in the northern region. It can
Yes.
grow, it cannot. So when
Yes.
you put in your 1,000, know that the odds to against you is this.
And the risks are minimal.
Yes, because
way
it's
minimal.
within agronomics.
Yes.
But when it is gambling, it is easy money and it keeps appealing to the youth.
So in this case, what he's saying is that you have proper guidance
Yes.
in terms of the crowdfunding.
In terms of investment
In the
tips.
sense that, let's say, for me who does production, I have a production.
Yes.
Well, I invest 20,000 in the production.
Yes.
I upload my business on the platform.
Yes.
There are
On the
people
betting platform.
Yes.
betting
On the- yes.
Super work.
They will do the
the
Super
super
work.
work
It's all super
platform.
work.
Yes.
So then I'm able to project that, okay, after every play production,
Tickets
I
will
make
be
X.
So if I'm able
Okay.
to get this crowdfunding of this amount,
Yes.
I'm able to
500 Ghana cedis. You two, you will get
So
700
virtually
cedis.
come
When
and
we are
invest,
done
come and invest in my
selling
business.
I don't know if you get it.
Village cities alone. Our
That
mothers
is still a risk, isn't it?
No,
But-
in the sense that maybe you don't have enough money to expand, and you are going into it's like what they call the presidential pitches.
Yes.
You go to the presidential meetings
Yes.
where there is a pitch.
Yes.
So you go to pitch your business.
Yes.
Oh, I'm running a pig farm.
Yes.
So this pig farm, it costs me X amount to do the operations.
If I'm able to get this
If
amount,
I'm able to get this amount,
and get this
we will
return,
make a lot of pork at the end of the month.
Yes.
And the fowls also would bring in this number of crate of eggs.
Yes.
But some people, like Kwame is saying, you get a guidance because other people look at the figures and they are like, no,
I
you are
like-
projecting too much.
Yes.
I don't think this will work.
It's not it's not real.
Yes. So you give a stipulated time. So in a month, you are going to get a return
of
on that crowdfunding that we are. Yes, it wouldn't.
It would be processed.
That's a self-discipline.
So super work, Anna.
Super work. It's all super
But
work.
you know what he's saying is just like what Men's Gold were doing, but people got disappointed at the end of the day because.
No, Men's Gold.
I'm coming.
Men's Gold.
I'm coming.
Jonah,
I'm coming.
Jonah,
I'm
they
coming.
were giving. Let me tell you.
Yeah, tell me.
They were buying. People were buying gold.
Yes.
That gold could only be tested by the same company that was buying it.
It's unfortunate.
You were not allowed to
To
take
have
that
access.
gold out for another person to test the value.
So it means that
it is gold or
it means
not.
that in this case, you must allow these people who are ready to invest in your business to have full access to the business.
Yes.
You're
No,
saying.
it's like how we've been watching on TV. I forget. Is it Shark Tank?
Shark Tank.
Yes.
Something sort of.
Yes. Yes.
Something sort of.
Yes.
So that's
So
what it is.
if now the person invests, if we do a crowdfunding for maybe 100,000 people, he's paying 50 CDs.
Yes.
We give you $100,000 to invest in the business.
Yes.
And at the end
So
of the month,
whoever
we share the returns.
Apostle Francis bought
to-
7,000.
Yes.
I bought 5,000.
Yes.
Kwame bought 3,000.
We'll get
Index
Ratio,
index
yes.
in the ratio of
Yes,
the more,
yes,
and
the
we
more
can
you-
lose too.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
act of God, all the pigs died.
That was
We
my
have lost,
question.
but you see, we have at least we
Invested
rich,
in your
we died
realistic.
trying. To me, that makes more
That
sense.
one is like the young boy and the elephant style.
So you see that you will always want to aspire. Let's give them the right things to aspire.
But we are underestimating the possibility of loss. If they lose, I mean
So last question before we.
But gambling we lose.
So this person says for Paul Dora says I want to ask the man who has won the game before if the jackpot games are also real.
No, they are all virtual games. Sport, no, it's on your phone. They are all virtual. So I cannot guarantee any. I cannot recommend any for any of them. The casino,
How about the plane
how do you call it? The aviator. They are all virtual games.
Chopping people's money.
Yes, the aviator is most dangerous.
So you are looking at the plane whether it will fly or not.
Yes. So the flying means your odds are increasing.
Wow.
So if it flies to level 3, the money times 3. If it flies to level 10.
But when it flies away, you have lost your money.
No, I mean it will definitely fly away, but at a certain level.
So you must be quick to withdraw the money before it flies away.
Exactly.
Wow. How is that
Exactly.
even possible?
So I can show you on my phone how it works.
All right, okay.
But it's
Oh, you still have them? Why have you not?
no, I still use them.
All right,
to
thank you
teach
so much for joining us today. We've been looking.
But I wish I never knew them.
We've been looking at today we've been looking at the betting battle. We've seen that betting is a phenomenon that is really affecting the youth, not only in Ghana but all over the world. And we've seen some of the dangers involved in betting, suicide, mental health issues, people having financial loss, bankruptcy. We didn't even look at families being affected, relationships being affected, and so on. We've also seen that if you are involved in betting, please find a way to break out of it. And Jonathan, who is an expert, he's been there before. He's lost over $100,000. He was saying, he gave us at least three steps that you could use to break out of betting. He says, number one, you can reduce the amount of money you keep on your eCash wallet or your mobile money wallet. Number two, distance yourself from friends who are into betting. And then number three, you can apply the self-exclusion option or feature, which is on some of the betting websites. And so these are some of the things that we've discussed. We've all agreed that betting is a no-go area. Don't try to use big English or try to reason this out. Betting is a no-go area. So my brother or my sister, if you are thinking of betting so that you can get some money, please think twice about it. And we believe that you'll be saving yourself a lot of trouble. Observing, you were showing him something.
Yes, I was well, it's related, quite related. So quickly, So, under the Youth Start program in 2023, the government plans to create a minimum of 1 million jobs, okay, for the youth over the period of 2022 to 2025 through the provision of soft loans like we are discussing here for the setting up of youth-led enterprises. Now, this is the shocking thing, and that's how Kwame was screaming. The program was successfully piloted with 70 beneficiaries with 1.98 million Ghana.
So what are the beneficiaries?
So that's the question. Okay,
Political
how accessible is this particular how do you call it, this particular program? Because most of the programs that were started, you know, at the end of the day, people complain that they put in their applications and you know they are not given.
So thank you very much.
The support.
We had Kwame, Lucy, Jonathan, and then observing Smart Take Chinixon. My name is Francis Ajinasari. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you same time next week on To Be Frank. God bless you. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.